Hi everybody, this is Boog S Reviews, and today I'm going to be doing a review on the Neca Ultimate Dungeons & Dragons Elkhorn figure. So before we take a look at Elkhorn, let's go ahead and take a look at all of his numerous accessories. A big part of this review is definitely going to be going over his accessories because he has so many of them. So let's go ahead and take a look at those right now. So first up, he comes with a set of fisted hands. Up next, he comes with the tighter gripping hands for holding the smaller accessories. Up next, he comes with this torch. The handle's sculpted really well. It's very realistic looking wood. It's cast in dark brown, has light brown painted over top of it, and the translucent orange flame on top looks very nice. I do wish there would have been just a little bit of orange paint around here to simulate the glow of the fire, but this is still a really nice looking piece nonetheless. Up next, he comes with this dagger. You can store it in the sheath on his hip very nicely. Up next, he comes with this axe, and it is sculpted very nicely. The handle has some nice wood grain sculpt to it. You can see some chips there in the blade. That looks very nice. Up next, you get his sword and sheath, and the sword is sculpted really well. The handle has some nice sculpt detail to it. It has a nice black wash. Even the gold parts want to have a nice black wash, and that looks really good. He can't actually hold his sheath, but he does have storage for it, which I will show right now. Up next, he comes with this backpack, and it is sculpted and painted so well. You get a nice black wash over top of it. The gold is painted very nicely. You can see the sleeping bag rolled up here at the bottom. It's textured very nicely. You can actually open this up and put some of his accessories down in there if you want to. You can actually put the axe here on the right side. You kind of slide it through like this. It's a little tricky. Mainly because the bottom of the handle is so much wider, but that's how it stays in there. And so you have that. Let's go ahead and flip that back. So he has storage for that. And then on the left side, you have storage for the sword and sheath. So I think that is incredibly awesome that you can actually store his accessories back here. That is so cool. And it looks really good. I think that looks very awesome. Up next, he comes with his shield. Has some really nice texturing to it. You get some claw marks right there, as well as a subtle black wash to it, and that looks very, very nice. Up next, you get this heartstone and these crystals. And these are sculpted really nicely. They're cast in translucent plastic, and that looks very nice. He doesn't have any, like, open, relaxed hands that you could rest these in. I do wish he would have had some hands for these. But, yeah, these still look nice regardless. Since his backpack does have storage in it, I'm going to go ahead and put the heartstone down in there. And then put the loop back through there. This won't fit because of how it's sculpted, how it's kind of wide and spiky. The flap here probably wouldn't go down. But you can actually store the heartstone in here. Up next, he comes with the Gutbuster jug and the special hand for holding it. That's the only hand that I've actually got to hold this, because you can actually put his finger through here and get him to hold it like that. Up next, he comes with these wider gripping hands for his bigger weapon accessories. So first up, he comes with this hammer with the pickaxe on the back of it. And that looks very nice. You get a nice black wash to the gold parts, a nice black wash to the wrapping there on the handle. That looks very nice. Up next, he comes with this even bigger hammer. And I love this accessory. It's a toss-up between this and the next accessory that I'm going to show off that I like to leave him displayed with. I just really like that huge hammer with his small stature. I think that looks really cool. Up next, he comes with this huge axe, and I think this is my favorite accessory that he comes with. You get a nice black wash to the gold parts there, some nice silver trim to the edge of the blade, some incredible wood grain sculpting to the handle there. It looks like it's cast in a dark brown color and has that light brown painted over top of it. That just looks incredibly, incredibly cool. So yeah, this is probably the weapon that I'm going to leave him displayed with just because of how awesome he looks holding it. And finally, he comes with this alternate angry head sculpt, and I love the way that looks. The sculpt is pretty much the same to the regular one, except this one's yelling, and I like the way that looks. Neca did a very awesome job on that. So now let's go ahead and take a closer look at his standard head sculpt. So taking a look at the head sculpt on this, Neca did a very awesome job at sculpting it. I feel like the eyes are kind of lifelike. The way it has that subtle shading around it, how his skin has like some little tones of red here. That looks really good. His beard is also sculpted really, really nicely. The hair is sculpted very well. And it has some nice blue paint over top of it looking like shading. That looks incredible. His helmet here, the horns are sculpted really nicely and have just a little bit of a wash near the base of them. The gold really stands out. And even his ponytail, the braid back here, looks very nice. It is articulated, but when you're switching the heads out, it will pop out. It pops out very easily. It is meant to peg right back in, so if that pops off, don't worry. But yeah, that is one complaint I have with his figures. Anytime I switch the heads out, these just pop right out with very slight pressure. The chainmail is sculpted phenomenally. It looks great. The only bad part is you can see a lot of brown showing through right here. Like right here, you can see where there's a lot of paint missing because it's cast in brown and the silver's painted over top of it. So while it is sculpted really well, you can see a lot of brown showing through. Especially right here, you can see a lot of brown right there. This actually reuses parts from Zarak. The arms are brand new, but the torso and legs are reused from him. I'm surprised we're seeing reuse in this line already. The arms are the same from the glove down. You can see that they both have the same texturing right there. The torso is the same. Zarak's torso is covered up for the belt, so it's a little less noticeable on him. This belt doesn't take up as much space on him. The legs are the same because you get the same texturing to the pants right there. And then the wrappings are the same. He does have new boots, though. We do get new feet with him. So yeah, surprisingly, this actually does reuse a good amount of pieces. The belt is textured very nicely with a nice black wash to it. All the gold and red details look very nice. You get some little red jewels right here on the center of the belt, as well as on the knife sheath right there. A really cool black wash to the gloves. Since this reuses Zarak's legs, you get that incredible texturing to the pants. It's cast, I think it's cast in a dark green and has some light green painted over top of it for some variation. Either that or vice versa, but it still looks very nice. You get a black wash to the wrappings here on the boots, and you get brand new boots. They have a black wash to them, and no sort of sculpt detail at the bottom. So yeah, this figure is sculpted really nicely, even if it does reuse some parts. So now let's go ahead and go over his articulation. He has a ball-jointed head that can barely look up. He can't even look down because of the beard. He can move side to side, but when you're moving it side to side, you might pop the ponytail off. The ponytail does swivel side to side. He has shoulders that can move all the way out. He has double-jointed elbows that can bend in all the way. Also can move side to side up here and side to side down here in the glove. He has swivel wrists that can move side to side and up and down. He has a ball-jointed waist. I think it's a ball-jointed waist. Oh, a ball-jointed diaphragm and a waist that can move back that far. He really can't move forward at all. He can move side to side. He has ball-jointed hips that can just about do a complete split. He can kick forward all the way. He can kick back all the way. He has a very nice thigh swivel. It can move very nicely. He has single jointed knee that can only bend back that far, and ankles that can move down all the way, up all the way, and a nice ankle rocker. So now, let's do some size comparisons. So first up, here he is next to Zarak. Here he is next to Grimsword. And finally, here he is next to Strongheart. So overall, I would highly recommend picking this up because this is yet another fantastic Dungeons & Dragons figure from Neca. They really went above and beyond with the accessories. I was blown away by all of the cool accessories that he comes with, and he has a very nice sculpt. It is mostly reused from Zarak, but what new pieces we do get are sculpted and painted very nicely. So yeah, I would highly recommend picking him up because he is a very awesome figure. So that's my review. If you like this review, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.